Morning. Welcome. Going to work on some peonies today. I just held up quinacridone violet, which was the color I thought at first was going to be the main color. But when I laid out all the other colors, including permanent rose, I realized it was more permanent rose. But this is perfect. This, I can't say that word, quinacridone violet mixed with a little gray is actually perfect for the background. And so I've been trying to do more mixing ahead of time, see if that'll help me to be a little bit faster, and also if I'll learn anything from it. And that was one of the things I learned today. I mixed up some colors with white and also with this warm gray. And it took a little bit to get the color of the blossom that isn't open yet. That has a little warm Gamblin Naples orange, as well as alizarin and white. So it's sort of a pinky orange. It's very pretty. So I'm just going to wait another minute or so, see if anybody else joins us. Oh, and what other color I put out here? Let me see. I also have permanent violet medium. I don't know that I even tried that one. I'm going to go ahead and mix just a little bit of that, although I've run out of room on my palette. I need a bigger palette. I'm going to try a little bit of that permanent violet medium and some white. And I can put it up. Good morning. Welcome. I'm just mixing up a little permanent violet medium with some white to see what that looks like. I think it's going to be very purple. Yeah. Maybe little hints of it in there. And then I'm going to do a little bit with the gray, since that's what I did with the other colors. I've had this Rembrandt color, but haven't used it as much as I like. That's a darker purpley. Maybe in some of these lighter areas we could put some of it in the background. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you've watched me before, you know I like to do transparent colors as the base coat, as the initial layer. And I add some liquid in and make it move easily. And so I'm going to use some of that permanent rose, like I said, which turns out to be perfect color for this flower. And just go ahead and get started putting it in. And when you first put it on, it doesn't, look as perfect as it does when you add white to it. So, bring it up. I've done this gridding because, especially when I'm talking too, it's harder to keep up with these complicated flowers. Now, some of these will get lost. Some of the petals, I just want to get some color down. And the shape, the overall shape here. Using that liquid really helps to have it move. You can see when it's applied more lightly how the color really is better, you know. So I'm ignoring the individual petals at this point and just getting some color. And I'm going to use some more liquid and maybe move some of this color over here. I don't know about you guys, but peony is one of my favorite flowers. And it wasn't before. I just became more aware of them. And I love when they're closed, like this one here. I just think that's gorgeous. Just so elegant. I painted a really large one. It's on my feed somewhere, a white one that is open, and it looks so completely different. And I asked the florist what it was to make sure. She said it was an open peony. Okay, see some of this in here. Go ahead and do a light one on this too. When we put the opaque color, it'll lighten it up. Okay. Good to see you, Beth. Okay, let's see. For this little bit of color in here, I'm going to use some of that Rembrandt yellow-green transparent. I think it's perfect for it. And I'm going to use some of my sap green up on these leaves. This one is very grayed out, so I'll have to gray it out with the opaque layers. Okay. Bit in here. Okay, now for the background, like I said, I found a mixed color that's perfect for it. And it was using this I can't say that word, quinacridone. Maybe if I just say it fast, quinacridone violet, and straight out of the tube. I might mix some of that that other purple that I just talked about, the permanent violet medium too. So first we'll start with the quinacridone. Yeah, I need some. Definitely need some more liquid on that. Again, it looks more pink, but when I mixed it, it was just right. So we'll go with that. It's such a pretty background color. What's everybody up to this week? Anything fun? Any fun projects? Oh, things going on? I don't know that anyone on here was here the last time I did a live. I have to apologize. I was planning on doing it last week and unexpectedly needed to go out of town. And while I was away, I got sick because I was also planning on putting something up the day before saying no live tomorrow. But I ended up remembering it the next day. It was weird. I was like, oh, I need to let them know I'm not doing the live. And it was Thursday. So that's my excuse. Oh, I just love putting this first layer on. It's just so satisfying to go from a white canvas to all this pretty color. The background up here almost looks blue. So we'll have fun playing with those colors. And then it goes in here, around here. And down a little bit here. Okay, good enough. Alrighty. So now I'm going to focus on some of the darks in the center, which are still going to be transparent color. It's going to be alizarin crimson, which is my favorite dark. It's just good and dark. Okay. And this hopefully will help me. Oh gosh, my hand is cramping up. Does that ever happen to you guys? It's like I have to do stretching exercises with my hands. Good morning, Mother Nature. Hey, Mary Elsa. Okay. And of course, you know me, I jump all over the place. I'm going to try to work one area so that it's easier to follow. But my brain is a mystery. I probably won't get all the darks, but I just want to kind of get a little bit of a roadmap. That's the way it feels like to me anyway. Okay. And some of the darks are not, or the darker colors are not as dark as this, so I'm just trying to find the darkest. Okay, over here, because I like to move away when something feels a little frustrating. Don't know why I didn't put a little pink there. Okay. Let's see where I could start putting some opaque color in. The opaque color helps us start to make things more solid. Right now you can still see that grid, and you can see the through to the white of the canvas. But I'm going to start building it up. Oh, you know what I did? Completely missed that other flower. Let's do that real quick. Okay, so that comes up a little bit more there. Okay. And then that one's not quite the dark there. All right. So I missed this part here, which was some of the permanent rose with liquid in here. So I'm going to start with this permanent rose with some white added to it and see what this does. See if you can see a difference with the opaque color put in. Trying to go in the direction that the petal is going. Okay, that's a little too light, so I'm going to use a little bit less white with that color. I knew this one was going to be a challenge today because it's got so many little nooks and crannies, but I'll get as much as I can finished during our time. I don't usually, I try to save the whites till later, but I think I need to establish some of the whites so I can find things. You're just so delicate. Right now I'm trying to work with the edge of the brush. All right, it comes together here so that I put quite a bit of paint on there so that it will go on the way I want it. I think I will save some of that white for later because I'm going to want it to be really white. work my way in here. Good morning, Jean. Turdale. Right here, I had that dark right there. I am kind of glad that I did mix some of these ahead because of this being more tricky. I'm not the best planner, so I go fly by the seat of my pants a lot. Oh, thank you. Well, where do we go from here? We just have to just keep developing the values, the new little nuanced values. I went in with the darks first and using alizarin, but there's some purpley darks that I'll do in a little bit too. That one kind of curves in there. And I'm having a cramping hand situation. I've heard that you're missing something from your diet. You get cramps, but not sure what that is. Could be just overuse in my hands too, huh? Yes, I was just saying that too, Jean. It's becoming one of my favorites too. I love hydrangeas because they're just so old-fashioned and it just reminds me of growing up and having a little bush out back that I liked. And but the peony is just so elegant. Boy, just keeps going, doesn't it? Okay, I'm sort of missing that petal, it feels like. So I'll go up here. Okay. Peonies are so dressy. Yes, that's it. They're dressed up and ready for a party. Okay, what other colors do we do now? Okay, I mixed up some color for this one right here. Ooh, I like that. See how that opaque color just makes it solid? And then that one is a little, I did make up some of that, but I need to add white to it. I have a greeny color. Okay, what I need is a softer pink now. Oh, but it needs to go darker, a little bit more. I already lost it, quinacridone. No, that's not right. A little pinker. Now all my colors are getting mixed together. Very good. Okay, so what do I do when I get a little bit lost? I go to the background and get a bigger brush. And all right, see what this does. Oh, I think that's good. So this is that I'm going to look at it so I can say it. Quinacridone violet with a little bit of warm gray mixed in it. And I didn't choose warm gray on purpose. I don't have a cool gray, so I just wanted to gray it a little bit. I need to get I think there's a color called Portland gray that's cool. I used to have. I liked. I started out as a pastel artist and had every color you can imagine. I have 2 big boxes, huge boxes of color. And then I started to paint in oil, and of course I still liked a lot of variety in my colors. And then I found Kathleen Dunphy, wonderful artist. I think she's out in California, and she does all kinds of things, but beautiful landscapes she's known for. And she does a limited palette. So I was like, okay, I got to do that. So I worked with a limited palette for months. You do learn a lot, because every time you mix, you're learning, more about your colors and what they'll do. But what I came out of it all with was, I like to use a lot of different colors because I can mix well, but I just love color. If you can pick one up that's right at your fingertips, why not? But I admire all the different ways artists work and what works for them. And I think it really makes you a stronger artist if you try different things, like these oil sticks, because of Kim Meyer-Smith, watching her videos and learning about her process. I didn't know about these oil sticks before, and I forgot to use them today, but they're really neat. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is add some radiant blue in there, just because. Oh yeah, I like that. Kind of looks like that. And I might take the sticks because I already had them out, so I'll see what I can do with them. Okay. This one is quinacridone magenta. If that word just flows out of your mouth, I admire you so much. Yeah, this is a good one because it's more purpley. So now I'm looking everywhere where I could go darker and where it looks a little more purpley. See, this is a great quick way to get some of this established. There's no going back to load your brush up. Just using it lightly there. Okay, I'll put this one away. Good morning. Welcome. Just using some oil sticks here on this peony picture. And I have a warm rose now. See where we can put this. Kind of see it in here. I really love the challenge of trying not to get lost in these crevices. I know some people feel that that's like really not fun, but there you go. We're all different. And maybe that's why I tend to be less loose than I'd like to be, because I gravitate towards all these details. So this kind of, it'll transfer color when you go from place to place, whether you want it to or not, and it does kind of loosen you up a little bit. These are R and F pigment sticks. And I'm having fun with them. I want to get some more colors already. I have only one that's kind of in the blue family. It's bluey purple. And here, this one is not obvious, where this color is. But we're just going to make it up a little bit. I do see it in the background, so that can be put in, no problem. Down in here a little bit. Up here. stick on. Say, where could I imagine this color? Oh, definitely in here. I don't see much more in the flower, so I think we're finished on that one. Okay, needs that. I have these two sticks too. I'm going to take this one out because I could put some on that leaf there. Well, I don't totally see it here, but I'm going to put it in anyway. Okay. Good morning, good morning. Lots of people today. So you may be one saying, why is she putting all those colors in? I don't know. They don't all stay looking exactly like they are, but it adds some fun in there. Okay. Take the smaller brush now and do some things that I see. Happening. I have to admit, I like having some of this color mixed up. Because even if I didn't use it for what I thought, I'm finding ways to use it now. I don't know if you can hear my grand dog is here visiting, and he's sleeping next to me, and he's snoring. It's a very comforting sound. He's a 14-year-old lab, and he really won my heart. So he does sleep over sometimes. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see what this thing looks like without the light glaring on it. Okay. Got to get control here. I'm going to work on the leaves by adding some yellow into the transparent sap green, which will make it less transparent, and a little bit of gray into it too. Sometimes I use the complement to gray something. Today I'm just using a gray. And then that one needs to go darker. What is that part there? I haven't figured that out yet. Because there's a leaf that needs to be in there. Okay, to the sap green, I'm going to add a little bit of ultramarine to darken it, which is a touch of yellow. So we keep it dark. And some gray. Go in here. That is really dark. Go a little darker with ultramarine. is the background. All right. Welcome to anybody I haven't said good morning to here. Okay. So here I'm going to just kind of make sense of some of these colors I have in here. This one, and here, here, maybe some more pink in there. He's really snoring loud now. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit more with this permanent rose. Oops, dipped into the wrong one. Good morning, Genevieve and Sierra. Okay, I think I need to, good morning, I need to do some more back with the white again. The light, it's not pure white necessarily. Okay. Yeah, we got a little pink mixed with white. kind of like a carving out, finding things, and kind of happens in layers. And first you see big shapes, and then more subtle ones. Okay, I'm going to bounce around again a little bit. Here's that one. Okay, where else can I bounce to? This one here. Okay. Might have too much paint on my brush here because I'm trying to do it, do it fast. There we go. So let's see, find the edge of this one because that's kind of lost. Ooh, here's a good one that's lost. To do it more gently because it's softer value. And then here, that's a dark that needs to be emphasized again. Okay, I have to get this color all onto the edge for it to work right. Because this flower has tons of edges. That's why we like it. It's frilly, right? Oh, a little dark. Or a little too heavy, not dark. Better. And then this one right here next to it needs to get emphasized. And then there's a couple of good edges in here. And go back with a little dark and break them up a little bit. Okay, I see some light towards the center. Okay, right there. do one here. Okay, it goes that way, and then in here. Good morning, Joseph. Okay, so here I'm trying to stay on track here. And then this one kind of curls out. Oh, and these are more light. Okay. So with this little, it's like a quiet one in here. He's just not saying a lot. Oh, this one is supposed to come under here. Let's make that a little broader. And then there. I think I need to put some more warm white out. Just a second. Oh my goodness, I hadn't looked at the clock the whole time. We're okay, but when you get into painting, you really can lose track of time, even when you're not alone. All right, back here where we were. This one needs to come out of here. And then the one next to it. So I'll use my beige. It's a little heavier texture. Yeah, there we go. And right here. Okay, we can lighten this up a little bit. You'll need to find some of these in here. A little bit more. There's other leaves. This one, petals, I should say. And then in here, this could go a little wider. In here. I'm going to put a little bit more on here. just love the subtle value shifts and what it can do. Like, I mean, it seemed like that was a good light going on there, but just slightly lighter, a little different value, then it starts to look a little bit more realistic. And that's a little bit too deep, that dark right there, so I'll bring it around. This flower is kind of lost a little bit. Oh, and I didn't do that green petal or leaf here. And let's see, real quick, where could I tighten some things up? A little bit of white in this flower. Just subtle. And then this, that needs to go a little bit brighter white there, but we'll do that a little later. Where I put that stick there, it's a little bit too much, so I'm gonna go back with the background color and soften that. And this side, it could go a little bit lighter. Okay. Oh, yeah, so I was going to tighten it up a little bit. I'm just going to take, just have a few minutes left, and I'm going to take some of the dark, some of the alizarin crimson, find some of the darks again. There's one right here. I'm not sure, that's that leaf right there. Okay. And then go with quindicernan here. See how finding these darks can help sharpen things up again. Help you find some of the petals that are a little bit lost. Yeah, I thought alizarin was going to be the good dark, but it's really the violet. Here's some dark. And this goes in here, that's behind that. This side is more defined than this, so real quick, let me find a couple places. I will work on this a little bit when it sets up in a couple hours. I have some other things to do. I gotta ship a painting. your emails and all that stuff. So that's when I give it a chance to. Doesn't really dry, it just gets a little bit more workable. Okay, well, it's 10 o'clock, so I need to go. But I thank you all so much for joining me. I seem to have lost my my signing tool. I'm hoping that I didn't let it fall in the trash can and throw it out by accident. So I really love it. But if you don't have a signing tool, you can use the end of your brush. It's not as good. Some brushes are better, the end of them too. I'm going to have to redo that. Okay, so thank you so much, and I really am planning on doing next Wednesday. Fingers crossed I'll be in good health then. And have a wonderful creative day. Bye for now.